Alright, so here's part 4 of all the settings and some features of the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So I'm going to go over more of the accessibility options. So here's the advanced settings. So I believe we went over most of these. So let's see, notification reminders. Yeah, okay, so time to take action, we didn't go over that. So on here, oops, let me start charging my phone. It's running out of battery. All right, so anyways, there's this time to take action. So you can choose how long it'll take. Let's see, how long to show messages. Okay, so this is when you have the notification pop up on your screen. You can choose how long before it automatically goes away. So I left it at the default, but you can change it to 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, or 2 minutes. So if you kind of take a while to respond to the notifications, you can make that stay on the screen longer. All right, voice label, right? Voice recordings to NFC tags to provide you with information when you're nearby. Tags are okay. So if you create NFC tags, you can add a label like by voice, so that way when you pass by it, so let's say if you're blind or something, or you have hard time seeing things. I don't know what else you would use it for, but I'm sure there's other uses. But you can basically set up voice labels to around your house, so you can put your phone there and it'll be like front door, bathroom, or something. I don't know, but you can set up stuff like that. And then Bixby Vision for accessibility. You can add modes to read text aloud, describe scenes, detect colors, and more. So I guess if you're outdoors, you can have it describe the scene to you, so it'll kind of like see what's around you and kind of try and read it out to you what it is, or tell you what it is. If you point the camera at certain things, it can try and identify it for you. Then you got text reader, so you can point the camera to text and it can read it for you as well. And if you have a hard time seeing colors, you can actually point the thing at colors too, which is pretty cool. So let's say you don't know what color something is, I guess you can use that, and then it can tell you. So that might be a fun thing to do with like friends, even if you're not colorblind. You can say, what do you think that color is? And then maybe it will know. I don't know if it's accurate enough. Maybe it'll just call teal blue or something. So I don't know. But anyways, there's all those kind of features. I guess that'll be a nice thing, because if it's like between green and blue and then you show the camera, I wonder what it will decide. So okay, let's see. Maybe I'll mess with that later. Okay, we got the advanced settings. So installed services. So there's other services here: live transcribe, your phone companion, my Nova launcher, which is my home screen, and clipboard actions. I don't know what you would do with those. Okay, then you can check for software updates, of course, in the menu. So you can download and install, or you can check. It'll tell you when the last time your phone was updated, so you can see how new your software is. It was last updated August 1st, or that was the latest software, and it says I last checked on August 20th, or it was last installed on August 20th, my bad. All right. So then you got this tips thing. So if you want to learn more about your phone, they got all of these stuff. I'm not going to show that. It's basically a lot of stuff to read. You can read all of that stuff if you want. It'll go over all the camera things and stuff like that. So I'll probably go over some of the camera settings just to kind of show you. And then I have this developer options thing, which is kind of a hidden secret. But if you go to About Phone, software information, and I think it's the build number. If you keep tapping the build number, it'll turn on the developer options. So you just keep tapping it, and then it'll say after so many clicks, developer options will turn on. You can turn the developer options off just by clicking that and then pressing the off button. But here you can see things like you can report bugs, you can backup passwords, stay awake, enable Bluetooth, all this stuff, running services. You don't want to mess with this stuff unless you know what you're doing. So, oops, okay. So you don't want to mess with this stuff unless you know what you're doing. So most of these settings I wouldn't mess with, but you can read it and then see if they're useful to you. Let's see. So you can even do like mock your location, so make it think you're actually somewhere that you're not for certain apps. These are more for like testing and things like that. But certain things I will. Some stuff is already enabled by default. Let's see here. The main thing that I change on here, you can kind of look at all these settings yourself and see if there's anything you're kind of curious. There are some useful stuff that if you want to use, you can use, but I don't use most of it. The main thing I use is under this drawing panel. So I set all the animations to off. So window animation scale is off, transition animation scale is off, and animation duration scale is off. So basically when you switch between screens, if you see like how I switch screens like this, so let me show you an example. So if I do that, if I change the window, I think it's the window animation. So let's say I change it to like 5. So I'm going to exaggerate this. So as you see when I open this, you see how slowly it appears? Like, I don't know why people would want that. It just slows you down. So I turn that off. Now you see it's like instantly on. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but it just wastes like time. People will go, well, it's a fraction of time, but I mean, over time, as you keep clicking things, everything is just like kind of slowing you down. So that's one of the things I do. All right, and then I also like the dark mode, so I force the dark mode on. All right, what else? I think there was at least one other setting I did, but I'm not sure. So I forced my activities to be resizable. So certain apps, they don't have the ability to turn into those pop-up windows that you can resize and everything. So I set those to be let me do it, even though the apps don't support it. If the apps have problems, then I'll turn it off. But most of the time, they work okay. And then they also have free-form windows, so you can just manually resize windows to whatever size or shape you want. All right, and that's pretty much all I change on there. So those are all those settings. And then the last thing I will show is the camera settings. So there's a lot of settings to the camera stuff. I have this floating button, so it's in a place where if I have my phone sideways, it's easier to reach. Yeah, so there's that. You can turn the flash on and off, of course. You can set timers up here. You can also set the aspect ratio. So usually I will do 16:9, but right now it's set to that for some reason. So yeah, so or 9:16, and then you got this motion photo thingy on. So if you take a picture, it'll capture like a movement. Oh, it's because I'm on photo mode. That's why it's showing that. Then you can set up filters. I don't really care about that. Okay, so here's the settings. So let's show. Oh, is it only going to show the certain settings? I want it to show like everything. Okay, it does. Okay, so camera settings. So screen optimizer, so you can use Bixby to automatically optimize your shots. So if you feel like the camera is doing weird color optimizations and changing the way things look, you can turn that off. Shot suggestion, so it'll kind of give you tips on how to take pictures for better angles and better lighting and things like that. Then you got the smart selfie angle. So when you do a selfie and it detects more than one person, it'll automatically use the wide view camera, so that way you can fit more people in. You can have it scan QR codes. So you can swipe, let's see, swipe shutter button to edge. Okay, so if you are taking a picture and you move it to the edge, it'll do like, you can have it do multiple things. So you can have it create a GIF, or you can have it take a burst shot. So I'm probably going to do create a GIF image because it's easier to send people the GIF images, and I don't really need to take a billion pictures at once. Okay, usually they have that option that you can just press and hold the button, so let me see if that works. I guess not. I can throw away that button. Oh, interesting. So if you're in photo mode and you hold down the button, it automatically switches to video recording mode. Or actually, okay, that's the GIF thing that I just set up. So I thought that's if you swipe it. Okay, so I guess if you swipe it, it still does the burst mode, and if you press and hold it, then it records as a GIF. Is that right? Let's see what's going on. Let me check. Swipe the shutter button to edge of the screen to take burst shot or GIF. Okay, no. So it does do, okay, so if I swipe it down, if I press and hold it, it does a video. And so if you press and hold the button, it automatically takes a video. And then if you swipe it, it lets you change that feature just like it promised. Okay. So that's kind of nice if you're on the photo thing, you don't have time to change to video mode, you don't have to do it, you just press and hold it and it'll video. The only thing with that is once you let go, it stops recording. So if you want to just record something real quick, that's a nice feature. Okay, let's see here. So choose to format. Okay. So you can change the format of your pictures. Certain apps don't work with this, but they have a high efficiency photo mode where basically it'll save in a way that it takes less storage. So if you want, you can do that. They also have option to save raw copies. So if you take pictures in Pro mode, it'll save a raw image of that, so without any modifications or compression. So that's kind of nice. I will enable that. And then you got ultra wide shape correction. So with the ultra wide camera, which I was using that camera to record my videos recently, my computer repairs, it will automatically fix the distortion because I guess with ultra wide it kind of stretches it weird. Okay, let's see what else. Or maybe I'll try turning that off and see if it makes my videos clearer. Maybe it'll be distorted, but maybe it'll come out clearer. So I'll try that one time on my next I'll do a short video. You can change the rear video size. If you do the 8K option, or let's say you do like the 60 frames per second 4K option, if you have the flash on, it'll actually, for video, it'll actually warn you that your phone will could overheat, so don't record for more than 10 minutes in this mode with the flash on and the 60 frame per second 4K or higher. So if you set it to 8K, it will basically say the same thing, I think. Let's see, let me turn that off. Photo, video, let's turn on flash. Actually with 8K it doesn't give that warning, so I guess only if you do the 4K 60 frames per second, then it complains. Though there are certain settings depending on how you use the phone, it can still actually overheat, so just be careful with that. I wonder why the 8K thing disappeared now. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I will set this to the 30 frames per second, and we'll turn off the flash for now. Okay, so camera settings, we got that. Let's go back to the photo so you can see all the other settings. So you can change the rear video default size, you can change the front video camera default size. So I just set them all to 4K 30 frames per second. And then you got the Pro Video default size that you can change as well. All right, maybe I should change this to like, why is it full HD? So in Pro Video size, I'll probably set it, 8K is only 24 frames per second. So I'll probably do this. Usually if I do Pro mode, it's like a short video or recording. So I'll do the 4K 60 frames per second. You can set up advanced format, so the high efficiency thing I mentioned. You can change HDR 10 plus video, so this will optimize like the contrast and color of stuff. If you're using a supported device like YouTube or something, or you have to use a supported device like YouTube or something, or service to play the video. So certain video devices won't be able to play these videos, so I turn them off. Otherwise, I might not be able to see them. Then you got zoom in mic. So if you have your camera zooming in, it'll kind of, it'll detect those things, and then it will kind of zoom in the audio and focus on those. All right. Then, of course, you got video stabilization. So if you're recording, it will reduce the shakiness. You got auto HDR, so it'll kind of try and get brighter, more detail when you use that mode. Okay. And that's good for like, let's see, so I guess, okay, captures more detail in bright and dark areas of your shot. So I guess it'll kind of like try and adjust between the two to capture all the details. Then you got selfie tone. You can change if you want it cooler or warmer. Okay. Then let's see, tracking autofocus. So you can have it keep focus on a moving object. So if you want, you can set that up. If you're recording something that moves, it will keep the focus on that moving object. So I'll actually turn that on. That could actually be bad as well if you're like trying to record something that and you have it accidentally focus on a moving thing. That can probably cause problems too. I'm getting too many scam calls. Okay. Then you can have the selfie camera save it as a preview. When you do the selfie camera, it actually shows you mirrored. So all the words and stuff, everything will be backwards. By changing it, by leaving this off, it'll flip the camera, the picture back to the way it should be. The preview, if you have it like this, it's more like if you're using your phone as a mirror. Okay, then you got grid lines, so if you want to have it show you where the center of your thing is. Location tags, so it will show you like where you took the picture. Usually this won't show other people where you took the picture, it's more for your use. But it also will let you create photo albums with all the stuff in the same location. Shooting method, so you can have like the voice control, so you can tell it how, like smile, cheese, capture, shoot, or record video, and it'll automatically do it. If you can also change the volume buttons to either act as a zoom feature or just to adjust the volume, or you can have it to take a picture. All right, then you can have the floating shutter button, so you can have a button on your screen that you can move anywhere. And then you can have show your palm to take a selfie. I don't really use that, so I turn that off. But basically, if you show your open palm to the camera, it will it'll know to take a selfie. All right, then you got, let's see, settings to keep. So you can have it remember the camera mode that, or if you're on video mode or camera mode or pro mode, it'll remember that the next time you open the camera instead of defaulting to camera mode. Selfie angle, so keep the angle you used last for the front camera instead of always switching back to normal. So I'm not sure what that angle thing is about. Normal angle? I think it's the wide angle view or something. So it'll know if it should keep the zoomed out or zoomed in. And then filters, if you applied filters, you can have it remember to use that same filter all the time. Then you got the shutter settings, so you can turn the shutter sound on or off, and you can have it vibrate for you. But that's pretty much all there is that I'm going to show. Hopefully that's like almost every setting that you can think of that you're going to use. They do have all these, if you go into more, then you have all these different pro mode, panorama mode, food mode, night, live focus video, pro view, super slow-mo, slow motion, and hyperlapse. Let's see, then you got Bixby Vision that you can do here. I'm going to enable this. All right. How do I just say all of it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so then you have Bixby Vision, and then you got this AR zone. I don't know. Okay, so you can add like floating stuff. You can draw on top of it. You can add like AR emojis. You can add like AR stuff on people. So if you're taking pictures of people, you can add glasses and it'll actually follow them and things like that. So it's pretty cool. You can set up like fake furniture. So they have a lot of fun stuff in here actually. Okay. I don't know what the settings here. Add AR zoom icon. Uh-oh. Nope. Okay. So, yeah. So you got all of that stuff. And then you can, oh, okay. So if you use certain modes a lot, you can actually drag them down into here instead of leaving them in this tray. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and I think that's just about it. I don't know what this, oh, scene optimizer. So depending on your scene, it will change, but I don't really see much change. Anyways, so that's all there is that I'm going to show. Hopefully this video was useful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe because that'll help me. Don't forget, there are, I think, 3 other videos I made showing all these features, so this was a very long video. So hopefully this is useful. Again, like and subscribe, help other people find my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.